Let's unbox, set up, and test the PetSafe automatic litter box. Now, I already have 2 other automatic litter boxes for my cats, as they have been game changing, truly. Now our cats always have clean litter pans, the space smells cleaner, and I only deal with litter once a week when I have to empty the bags. So I am really excited about PetSafe's litter box because it looks like it's a big enough size for my 15-pound ragdoll kitty, and it has more of a modernist style to it, so it's nice enough to put in a small space where you can't hide it away. Let's set it up. So I am going to bring it down to the ground so I can easily take this apart. Opening it up, it has a very simple get started guide that goes through all the parts. This floppy silicone piece is where the litter will be held. I love that this comes out so easily, as this is a piece that I wish I could clean more easily in the other 2 boxes I have, but it's built into the drums. So that's really cool. And then this is the litter saver, and I'll show you how that works once we set it all up. Then you have all of the panels that wrap around. So you have 3 of these. Everything is very clearly labeled, so this will be easy to put together. This is the litter sifter. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat is this is a much larger sift than my other 2 automatic litter boxes, so I'll be curious if our litter clumps well enough for this to actually capture everything. Then we have the sphere front and the sphere back. This is the drawer where it'll catch all the dirty litter and you can pull this out and empty it. I love how simple this is. It's really nice when these are standard sizes so you can use regular trash bags in them if you want to. The bracket right here is the smart piece that makes the whole thing spin. And the base, without question, is the heaviest piece. It also has controls on it, so I'll get into that once we set it up. And finally, it comes with a box of accessories. It actually comes with the hardware you need for the screws. The round legs are plastic. They have little rubber bits on the bottom so they will not slide. We have a power plug, a wipe, trash bags, and deodorizing boxes. So we'll get into all these once we get it set up. Now, first step is simply adding in the legs. And they really do just pop right in. Now we just pop in the bracket. So easy. And now it's time to add the drawer, so I can just put in a trash bag, and this is where the deodorizer goes to help it stay even fresher. Here's the deodorizer. It has a seal on top of it. Make sure to remove that. It smells very light and fresh, and it just pops in like that. And then the trash bags are just skinny trash bags. They're actually very comparable to one of the other litter pans I have. So that's pretty cool. And they'll just go right in. And then they have catches on the front here to really get it all the way in there. But very simple, as you can see. And that just slides right in. So now everything's gonna be caught in that bag. Now it's time to assemble the sphere. First piece to add is the litter saver. This is what's saving all the good litter and putting it back into the pan. And it just pops down and it'll just sit right there. And then the floppy floor pad, and then the floppy bottom pops in on the other side. You can see the hard plastic lines that it pops into, and then it's in. And then you get this red alignment tool, and that's just gonna pop in right here to hold everything in place. And then you're putting on the top sphere. It has this one opening, and that's gonna hook right onto this red piece right there. So that's the only thing you're really looking for, is to make sure that connects on. And then it just pops right into place. And then it's time to secure the sphere with all these screws and this special screwdriver. Now make sure it's fully aligned before you start putting all these screws in. And in the end, there's 2 extra screws. Now that it's all the way in, I could see that this silicone piece wasn't fitting exactly as it should. So I'm gonna see if I can get it to fit exactly in its little plastic compartment. And I was able to pop it all the way in so it's under the hard plastic, but that was a little awkward to do. So something to keep in mind there, that you do kind of want to make sure this fits in cleanly. And now it's time to add the sifter, and it really does just pop in where there's a C in there and pops in at the front. really easy to add that piece in. And now it can go on the base. This round piece right here is going to hook into that back right there. Just pops right on. And then this piece on the back just clasps right down. It's starting to look like a really cool litter box. I'm loving that it actually roughly matches our credenza. It actually looks good in this corner for a litter box. But it's not finished yet. It currently has this huge opening at the top, and that is where all the sifted litter will drop into the bottom bowl as it rotates, but we need to cover that up. And we cover that up with this cover. And this really does go together very cleanly. It only has one way these pieces will go. You can kind of see there's a large clasp and a little clasp. Do the same thing on the other side. That's in. And this just pops over the top and pops right in like that. Now it's time to plug it in. So I went ahead and added my favorite litter, the world's best cat litter. Now you will need to sign up with the app. Now I'm in the app and I'm gonna add a device. I could add it manually, but I'm pretty sure I just need to hit this Wi-Fi button here to put it into pairing mode, and it found it immediately. And now I'll give it my house Wi-Fi password. And the reason I love that this is connected to my Wi-Fi is that means I can access it even when I'm not at home. And now it's gonna do a cleaning cycle with all that litter inside so that you can see it go through the catch. This would catch any of the dirty litter in there. And yes, I'll be removing those stickers in just a moment. And if there was any dirty litter, it would be sitting on top of that right now, and then it would float right down and go towards this hole where it would pop down into the waste bin. I love how simple this design is and that they packed it into the smallest footprint they could have. So now it'll over-rotate to get all of the litter back down into the bowl, and it's ready for use. Now let's go over some of the details on this. The front of it is very simple. It's just saying it's connected to Wi-Fi. If this was going, it means it knows a cat is inside. It will not spin if a cat is inside. It weighs the cat. And if it sees motion, this means the waste drawer is full, so it's time to empty it. And this is a manual cleaning button, so you can clean it manually by pressing this or using the app. Now let's go through the app. It has simple settings. It'll remind me when to switch out the waste drawer deodorizer, and you can turn on or off the indicator lights and the beep. So if you want it to be silent, you can. You can also have it so it doesn't spin at certain times. If this is in your bedroom and you don't want it to spin at night, you could turn that off, and you can choose the unit of weight. I'm going to put it on pounds. So those are the settings. And then up here, we can enable child lock, and that means that none of the buttons on the front of it would work. I can control how long it'll delay between cleanings. This is really key on not scaring your cat right when they get out of it, and also giving the litter enough time to clump. So it really depends on what litter you use, but 3 minutes is fine for me. And I love that it's on auto clean. And below, it will track how often the litter box is used and for how long. I do not see a way to track which cat is using the litter box, and that's something I'm used to from the other ones I have, so I will be curious what happens once my cats start using it. But at this point, I think it just tracks when the litter box is used. It's much simpler on that front. Now it's the next day, and my cats have actually been using it, which I am really impressed by. I thought this might be too small for them, but it is working for them. Overall, I think this is the best looking automatic cat box I have ever used, and it has the smallest footprint. It fits really nicely, especially if you have to put it somewhere in sight, if you have a small home. This is not one of those big ugly boxes, which is so cool. And I am happily surprised that this larger screen here is actually collecting all of the dirty litter. So it is working exactly as I want it to work. Now I only have 2 complaints about it. One is that I wish the app would track which cat was using the litter box. It tells me that a cat was in it and the weight of the cat, so I can figure it out since my cats are very different weights. But if your cats had the same weight, it'd be really hard to know which one is using the litter box. So I hope they update the app over time. And the other issue is that it really does not stop any of the litter from flying out of the box, so I will need to put a litter catch in front of it, but that's a pretty normal cat litter box issue. So I am very comfortable recommending this automatic litter box. It is a winner.